Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big Gauchos, the stock investing show. It's complete out pockets up with money in your pocket. I'm Austin, back with the boys. We got another episode for you.
Yes, sir. What's going on, Big Gaucho? It's your boy, Big Gaucho Tyler. We back with another banger video. Let's go.
How's it going, Big Gauchos? It is Big Gaucho Dave, and we are indeed back. Yeah, if you are new to the channel, please consider liking, commenting, and possibly subscribing. Pretty cool. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. We have some information on Lyft. Lyft is being bought out, kind of. Well, sort of. So Lyft is selling part of its auto vehicle driving technology team to Woven Planet Holdings, and this is a subsidiary of Toyota. So Lyft is selling out to Toyota because, well, supposedly from them it's going to help advance the autopilot driving vehicles, but I think it's probably just because they're getting cash, and it's also reducing their expenses by quite a bit. So they're going to be receiving $550 million of cash. $200 million will be upfront, while the remaining $350 million will be in payments over the next 5 years. And this is also going to reduce Lyft's expenses by over $100 million a year, which is quite significant, and it is expected to help them achieve profitability a lot sooner than was originally expected.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. I think 550 million would be way too tempting if you were an unprofitable company and you had as much debt as Lyft did, and seemingly nowhere to go for that, other than a loan shark. And I don't think public companies are allowed to do that. So this was their next best option. It seems like a cool concept. I really think Lyft will be behind in the autonomous vehicle space anyway, just because they're not actually a manufacturer. They're just kind of using them for their transportation, really, just to avoid hiring the drivers. So I think they would already have been behind in the industry. So if they already have one foot out of the door, might as well cash out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Honestly, I like how they're saving over $100 million a year, because that's a lot of money they could put in towards something else to help grow their business. So that savings alone just overall would help their stock and just overall their future endeavors. So good job on Lyft on that one. Easy money.
It could give them a big edge on Uber too, just because Uber's publicity and PR is always really horrific, typically. So
yeah, honestly,
with Lyft's good publicity plus this extra boost in funding, it really could push them over the top. They could be number one rideshare over Uber now.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I mean, honestly, whenever you hear some tragic story of something going wrong with a ride-hailing service, it's always Uber. It's always Uber.
It is. That's very true. There's no other company. It's only Uber, almost exclusively. So make sure you're very cautious of their stock, but also might be a good time to pick up some Lyft if you believe in that long-term value like we do.
Yeah, definitely. They're a hold in my book, to be honest. I'm still not there where it's a full-on buy, but there's definitely a lot more potential now that they're saving this much money.
Yeah, there's potential. I don't know if I would touch it just because it's just because it's still unprofitable and nothing really too proprietary about rideshare. Theoretically, a ton of companies could do it if they had the capital. It's all about just raising enough money and having the technology, which is already available.
I do like Lyft as an app more than I like Uber as an app. I think Lyft is nicer, but I think Uber is better in terms of like their services. I like Lyft's like infrastructure, I guess, the way they organize their app or whatever.
They do. Slow and steady wins the race. But maybe you can tell that to the next story, because this next company really isn't going slow and steady at all. It's pretty much just fast, explosive, and then
yeah. So the next story we have is about GameStop. The drama with GameStop just never ends, honestly. So today GameStop has offered an additional 3.5 million shares to the public and has generated $551 million, which is pretty nice for them. I mean, they're bolstering up their reserves and capital to help, in case they have some bad quarters. And this caused a lot of hype within the stock itself, and it jumped up over 11% today, or on Monday.
Jeez.
Which hasn't happened for a while, actually. hype of GameStop really kind of died down a little bit. But bulls who are, really bullish on GameStop are saying GameStop is now well positioned to explode in the future when Mr. Cohen takes over the company, the former owner of Chewy, dog toys and stuff.
Chewy, where pet lovers shop.
Exactly. So Cohen's taken over the board, and he's going to bring his experience in e-commerce and hopefully change the company around and, make it good again. Also, additional news that is kind of a little bit relevant to at least to the stock itself, not really to the business itself, but South Korea has apparently joined the ape gang, but they are referred to as ants. Not sure why. But yeah, they're hopping in to try and squeeze the shorters.
Yep. Well, I think everyone's seen it because it's made national news time and time again. Just the fact that GameStop is so resilient and there is never a shortage of people that are willing to pump this stock. It is pretty cool to see just, everyday people getting super rich off of these. I hope that the Cohen's experience with Chewy does some good things. I wonder how it could coincide because Chewy's kind of a subscription-based service as well. That's their main model. So I wonder if maybe it'd be like a game subscription or downloadables or maybe video game collectibles, because I know we talked about GameStop moving towards collectibles in the future. So they do have potential. I'm just not sure how soon they'll be able to realize it, especially with the whole bankruptcy thing and lack of funding. So we'll see. See what they can do.
Actually, currently right now, so GameStop is offering what is like a kind of like an advanced like members rewards where you pay $15 and then you're given $5 in credit each month to come on in and buy more stuff from them. So basically you're giving up $15 for what is it, 12 times 5 for about $60 return in rewards money. And I kind of see like where it's going with it. But I mean, overall, I think GameStop as a business is just a bit overinflated still for its stock. $184.50 currently right now, and analysts are saying that it has potential to even go higher. I mean, don't get me wrong, like I would love to see GameStop at $800, but how sustainable could that really be? So still a little bit bearish on it, but everyone wants to short the shorter, so we'll see how high they go.
Yep, definitely. Everyone wants their piece of the pie, and we are no different. But however, I had a very short 2-day foray with GameStop, and I will not be returning. Happy to say. I don't know about you guys, but that's not a buy anymore.
I never was in GameStop, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Me neither.
It was very risky. That is not a buy anymore. But if you are looking for something that's a good buy, you can check out some of these biggest winners, biggest losers, and the sleepers.
Ooh, let's hit that soundtrack.
Sheesh. All right. Number one, we got Proofpoint Incorporated, number one under the ticker PFFT. They're up 31.05%. This is a company that focuses on email and data security, primarily also cloud-based services for these. So very business to business and interesting concept. They are up because why not? Business is great.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, not too bad. And number two, we've had this on the show before, but it was in the biggest losers category before. Nice to see them turn around. We got Skills Incorporated coming in at positive 16.46%. They're a multiplayer game developer for iOS, just so people can play online and connect with each other. So kind of like an MMO RPG developer, but for iOS applications. Make sure to check them out. Looks like they're working on some pretty exciting stuff in the future.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think when I was doing research on video games, that mobile games actually generated the most revenue per year, just because most of them are not like one-time fees. You got to like keep buying stuff to maintain your status quo, I guess.
So those in-app purchases that'll get you.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
The phone's way more accessible than a gaming console, especially because you're already taking it with you every day. So super easy to get into. Very cool industry. But some of these industries are getting hit a little bit harder than others. We also got the biggest losers coming up right now. And number one, we got American Eagle Outfitters, AEO. They are down 6.18%. Not looking too good. Feel like brands come and go. This probably isn't an exception at all. And that's kind of just why they're trending down a little bit. Also, people are trying to conserve money due to the pandemic. And it's not like American Eagle's cheap at all, honestly. I mean, $40 t-shirts and all.
That's pricey.
I know, not too good, not too good at all. Not good for the heart, not good for the pocket.
Absolutely
But
not.
speaking of $40 t-shirts, we also got Dillard's on here, and they're only down a little over 6%, 6.03%. Everybody knows Dillard's is a very overpriced big box store, but they're closing left and right. So maybe bankruptcy is imminent, which would not be good for the pocket, in fact. So with that, might want to check out Dillard's long term, see if you can get one of those rally buys like what they're doing to GameStop and AMC right now. So it would behoove you to keep track of that in the future.
Yes, sir.
I agree.
Most definitely would. But maybe we can agree on we need to take a quick nap and see what these sleeper stocks are.
Sleep.
Dave, you didn't do it. All right. Number one. Just kidding. Number one, we got Albertsons coming in hot. This is a fan favorite of the show. I think we've all been in it at one point. Still a buy. I think it's a great long-term hold just because it's grocery. They also own Safeway. Safeway's in a lot of rural locations you wouldn't expect, like all those small towns in Alaska. Still got a Safeway. Everybody's got to eat, and it's usually Safeway when it's out in the middle of nowhere. So I don't think Albertsons is going anywhere personally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone has to eat.
Yep. That's the basic bottom line. And everybody's got to travel too because they're getting the stimmies from Moneybag Joe himself. That's why we got TripAdvisor coming in hot on number 2, just because everybody's getting out there and traveling with the pandemic, little wearing down a little bit, hopefully, with that mass vaccination. People are spending a lot more money on travel. So where are they going to look? TripAdvisor and Yelp. But we got TripAdvisor today.
And what's number 3?
Yep. And number 3, last but certainly not least, we got the Boston Beer Company under Sam. And you probably guessed it. That's because they have Sam Adams Boston Lager, Truly Hard Seltzer, Twisted Tea, and Angry Orchard Hard Cider. We are not sponsored by the Boston Beer Company, but a few delicious options, and especially Truly Hard Seltzer is really popular these days. So they're really making a name for themselves. They were trading in the 200s or 300s about a year ago, and their stock is up to about $1,200 a share. So the growth has absolutely exploded. So it's one of those ones I feel like people weren't really paying attention to, but maybe try to get in on it long term. It's kind of like Bitcoin.
Everybody drinks. Just remember that beers and alcoholic drinks is just a fan favorite of the U.S. of A. So get some while it's hot.
Boston Beer Company and Anheuser-Busch. Can't go wrong with those two.
Exactly. The American culture of binge drinking and getting trashed will probably remain for a very long time.
That's what I call patriotism. Oh,
but
you can't go wrong with those either. And you also can't go wrong with Anchor. They're the number one, I dare say, podcasting solutions platform in the world. Most innovative by far and lowest cost. You can start a podcast today for free. So check out this ad right now. Oh, boys. All right. Nothing new to add to the bankruptcy boneyard. We do hate Ruby Tuesday, but we got a new video coming soon explaining why we hate another fast casual restaurant more too, that might or may not be named after a pepper.
Coming soon, Big Gauchos. Keep an eye on that.
Definitely check that out. And we got another one coming after that. We got the Dow game, and I took the deb today. Absolutely not humbly at all. It was just a little bit of a dip from the close today. And what we're looking at today, I have selected 33,888 for the number today.
Okay,
so slight drop.
Slight drop.
I was winning for the first 2 hours of the day, I guess. And then I was no longer winning, but man, I think it's going to go back up. I think it's going to close at let's say 34,189.
Okay, not bad. I'm looking at a little bit of a drop from 33,650.
36.50. Okay. Yeah. Pretty good. So that means Canal should be coming in somewhere around 36.550.
Probably.
Exactly. Well,
This guy.
I know. Predictable, but not as predictable as the Dow is unpredictable. That doesn't make any sense. But I want to thank everyone for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Leave us a voice message on anchor.fm/gotchas, biggotchas.com. Everyone sends us play on. Tyler, do it.
All right, big guys, just quick disclaimer because we love disclaimers. We are not licensed brokers, and everything said on this podcast is our opinions from our experiences. With that being said, please do due diligence and invest safely, big gauchos, because we are not liable for any lost gains, but we are directly liable for all you already know, big gaucho major gains. That's what we're made for, to make some money. And please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love and support. We are growing every day, about to break 200 subscribers, so let's get that. And Dave, let the viewers know our amazing Instagram.
Yes, the Instagram is at Big Gauchos. Come check it out. If you check it out, you will become a big gaucho and your portfolio will grow 8,000% within the next 400 years.
Dang, 8,000%. That's not too bad of a return. Well, make sure after you're done checking us out on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, if you're feeling a little fancy. Make sure you also check us out on all streaming services. We're on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Google, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Overcast, or you can add us to your own RSS feed anywhere you listen to podcasts. Make sure, especially if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, it was rating 1 to 5 stars. Do not accept anything less than 4.5 stars. And leave us a review. Tell us your favorite big gaucho is. Boys, anything else to add?
Congrats to all the graduates graduating this year, 2021.
Yep. The boys, Tyler and Dave, graduating class of 2021. So hype them up, leave them a nice comment, and we'll see you on the next episode on Thursday. Good night from Arizona. Hope you made that money day. Peace.